What's up, everybody? I'm your host Glenn, and in today's video, as you can see by the title, we're going to take the old Kioti and we're going to have it hooked up to an old Ford plow, and we're going to do some plowing in this field. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody, so what I have here is an old Ford plow that I picked up from an old farmer. He said it would work on my tractor, but as you can tell by the rust here, this was a two-bottom plow, and the tractor just could not pull it. So I said, heck with it, we'll take one off and I'll have a spare. It's been working a lot better now. The conditions of my ground ain't the best. I mean, it's muddy and soupy, and it's never been turned before. It's been grass and hay ever since I lived here over 10 years ago, and I don't think the previous owner did anything with it either. So but it is a 16-inch plow on it, so it's not your small or your typical 12-inch that you would buy today. So it is cutting a lot more deeply than a 12-inch would, so that's why it's doing an extra strain on the tractor. I do have the R14 tires, excuse me. They're doing awesome. I mean, they're slipping a little bit now because it's a little muddy, but for the most part I have traction, and this thing will bog down before I slip for the most part. So real happy with that. So before we start the tractor, I just want to go over how I got it set up. I will leave a link in the description below to a gentleman. I forgot his name, but it'll be linked below and you can actually see it up the top. Awesome video. He goes over every single little nitpicky thing on these old farm plows, how to set them up properly. And from that, I'll just do a quick thing of what I learned from him. Biggest thing is, I'll get in the video now, is once your tractor's going to be tilted in, you want this plane to be level side to side, and you also want to be level front to back. The side to side you would do with your side links, either on the one side, the other side, or both. And the forward and back you adjust with the top link. And as you can see, this thing is able to go freely. Not what you want with the box blade or something else, but with the plow, you do not want those pins in there at all. You want this thing to swing freely. That was one of my biggest mistakes, and when I was having a hard time. This lever here is actually how you adjust it. By bringing it back, I'll go extreme. You can see this tilted all the way back, and when you're plowing, this thing is going to want to straighten up, and that's how you get. See, right now it's all the way to the right. Now if I move it all the way to extreme that way, you can see it move this way. Now plow is going to be over here in order to be straight. So that's how you adjust your side to side, and this thing's free to move around if it hits a rock or something, so it won't damage your links. So I'll put it back in the setting that I've been using. And the biggest problem I'm having right now is especially when you go in, this whole weight is coming over here, and it's causing me to start over here and work up. So I've been having a curve. So the biggest thing I've been doing is holding this straight and lowering it to the ground. That way it's nice and straight when I'm ready to go. So, and the other thing I learned from the gentleman is to make sure that your whole unit is centered or where you want it on the bar. This thing can move 2 to 3 inches left and right. And because of the way my tractor is designed with the wide tires and the narrow footprint, I had to adjust it all the way to the left. That way the plow will be on the inside of the tire tread instead of behind the tire tread, letting me get a bigger cut. So, and that's really helped in getting it to flop over, because I was only cutting about a 4-inch stick, and it would just come up and go right back in. It wasn't flopping it. I got it flopping now. So real quick, I'll show you what I've been doing so far, and then we'll get to actually running the tractor. So this is what I got done so far. I wanted to practice with it, and I'm glad I did, because I would look like a total idiot if you've seen my first couple passes. But this is, I mean, you can see with the watermarks, this is really wet back here. It never dries. So bad for plowing, bad for tilling, good for the crops. So I'd rather have good crops than a good time with the plow. But I've done a few passes now, and I'll take you on this side of the tractor. Just bear with me. And you can see my last pass that I made. And that's the furrow it's leaving. It's, I mean, I got 11, oh, let's get you set up here best I can. Okay, so I have a size 11 boot, and you can see it's cutting probably about that 16, and I don't know, about 6 inches down, I would say. So whatever that measurement is, I'm guessing about 6 inches. That's how deep it's cut and how wide, and you can see it's flipping it pretty well. So yeah, I made my first passes in the middle, going down and then turning back. This side has been doing a lot better for me. I finally got this side where it's going good. The other side, not so well. I've been fighting it because I had stuff to turn back, and when you go back over it, it bounces the tractor up, and then the plow doesn't cut well, and it's been a nightmare on the other side, but hopefully we'll get that going good. So yeah, that's what I got so far, and I'm not going to go that far. You can see where that's muddy right there. That's how far I'm going that way, and it's going to be the same distance on the other side. So this video probably won't be for the whole thing getting done, but I wanted to show you my setup, and I wanted to show you how this thing is actually plowing the ground. So without further ado, let's get the camera set up, let's get the tractor rock and rolling, and we'll make a moving video. Okay folks, I thought I was going to be done making these plow videos for you, but I wanted to add one more thing, and as you can see in the video, it's a trail wheel. I've seen where this is an option on some of the newer plows that come out, so I wanted to give it a try. And seriously, all I had to do was get a plate, and I made it out of a 2.5 by 3/8 plate, cut it to length, made some holes so it could bolt up to the plow. And then I went to Harbor Freight and I got a 1.25" receiver adapter, welded that onto the plate, and all I have to do is take this pin out and I can adjust how high it is. And once I get my height, put the pin back in and it should work. And this is about a 10-inch wheel that I found. So now we're going to take this, we're going to go back out to the field. I got a couple more rows I got to make. We'll see if this makes a difference, because the biggest problem I was having is when it flops back over, the next pass the tractor would go up and down and then I was trying to compensate for it to get the plow to go just right. So I'm hoping with this trail wheel in the back, it'll help the plow stay steady at a certain height no matter what the tractor is doing in front of it. So let's take it out back and we'll test it out. Alright, so here we are in the back of the tractor, and I'll put the plow in the ground, go a few feet, and then we'll measure and see how deep we are, if we got to adjust the guide wheel or not. So take one on guide wheel set at hopefully about 6 inches. Alright, as I'm walking up to you, I can already tell that guide wheel is really doing its job. But take a quick measurement, see what we got here. And it's actually about 9 inches down. So the tractor's pulling it real well and it's folding it over like it's supposed to, so I'm going to keep going the way it is. So we'll get you guys moved and get a better angle of this. well, there you have it, folks. This is how you get a 35 horsepower Kioti to do some old school farm work. As far as what I use for the plow, again, this is a Ford 2-bottom 16-inch plow. It was way too much work for this tractor. The only thing I could think of is this is virgin soil, and it's not dry. It's, as you can see, it's very dark compared to what's already been turned over. So it's been pulling it real hard. So the first thing I did was I took one of them off, so it made it a 1-bottom plow. And I said, while I'm doing that, as you can see, I added a trail wheel to it, or gauge wheel. And since I did that, it's been awesome. I mean, the tractor can bounce and do whatever it's got to do in the rut, and the plow just makes a nice smooth cut. And because of the smooth cut, you can probably tell the before and after with the wheel. The earlier video, this tractor was even struggling with the 1-bottom. Once I put the trail wheel on, it went a lot smoother. So definitely, it only cost me probably 60-70 bucks worth of material, and it works out great. So I highly recommend, if you get a Ford 2-bottom plow, take one plow off, put a wheel on. Yes, it's only half the amount of work, but when you're going twice the speed, you're doing the same amount of work, and the tractor's working a lot less, which is a good thing for the tractor. So I'm going to get this finished up today, hopefully before the sun goes down, because I want to get this part of the job done. And I'm just going to let this sit over the winter time. Come spring, I got a disc, I got a cultivator, cultipacker. In a couple weeks I'll be showing you, or within a couple weeks, I got a bedder that I've been working on from scratch with parts. Got to put that together. But yeah, the plan is, the way I was plowing it, left and right, I'm actually going to put my rows up and down. That way I have plenty of rows to make corn, cucumbers, tomatoes, potatoes, green beans. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the spring what we're going to want to plant. But old school, I mean, yeah, I have a 5-foot tiller. I could have tilled this whole thing, but I wanted to do it old school, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. So as much as I liked it, if you liked it, hit that like button below. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, because maybe there's not much more for me to do this year, but come spring next year, we're going to be doing a whole lot of work with this tractor. So far I got about 60 hours on it, 64 hours on it. Last year with my old compact tractor I had 10 hours. So that shows you how much work I've done this summer with this thing. It's been a great machine. But yeah, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one with Outdoor Adventures with the Meads. Thanks for watching.